Gladiators were the rock stars of their time, but society also stigmatized them. They were slaves who represented the highest ideals of Roman civilization. Nonetheless, despite their social standing, Roman women still craved the gladiator sex and used the aphrodisiac properties of gladiator sweat to sate their desire for the fierce. In terms of sex, what did they enjoy? Keep your seatbelts on, because we're about to see the super kinky sex lives of Roman gladiators. Gladiators were in an odd position, literally and symbolically, regarding sex in ancient Rome. Despite their allure, gladiators had little status in Roman society and were compared to sex prostitutes on the social ladder. Gladiators were unique since they were on the same level as other men and women who offered their services, such as actresses and those in the sex industry. Crowds applauded gladiators for confronting death, but genteel Roman society saw them as little more than slaves who were paid and admired for their willingness to take risks. Gladiator fluids such as blood and sweat were highly sought after in ancient Rome because they were used as aphrodisiacs. Gladiator sweat was applied to the skin as a cosmetic procedure and used as perfume. It was also gathered into pots and offered for sale as a souvenir. Aphrodisiacs were also derived from gladiator blood. A bride-to-be might have her hair separated with a sword bathed in the blood of a fallen gladiator on her wedding night to ensure a long and happy marriage. In the gladiator barracks at Pompeii, graffiti was found that expresses Romans' opinions on their favorite gladiators. Floronius, favorite soldier of the 7th Legion, was here, reads one inscription. The woman did not notice him. Only 6 women learned about him, which is insufficient for such a stallion. One further claims that Antiochus frequented this location with his lady, Cythera, proving that gladiators did have girlfriends. According to legend, a gladiator was the father of Emperor Commodus. According to 2 Roman historians, Herodian and Dio Cassius, Faustina the Younger, the wife of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, 161 through 180, became ill due to her attraction to a gladiator she witnessed during the display of combatants. They informed him that Faustina should be covered with the blood of the gladiator as he was put to death. It appears that at the time of his death, the gladiator was meant to be having sex with Faustina. Commodus, their son and future emperor, may have been born with gladiator blood. It wasn't a bad idea to hire a gladiator as a bodyguard. It makes sense to have a trained veteran warrior guard you. But, according to Philip Matasak, author of the Gladiator's Manual, many wealthy ladies who engage gladiator bodyguards for the night do so, expecting to have their bodies guarded very tightly. Ladies seized on the phenomena of employing gladiators for other reasons. Less armor was given to female gladiators so they could flaunt their physiques. There weren't as many female gladiators or gladiatrix as male ones. In reality, they were outlawed around 200 BCE. When they did return, they were heavily sexualized. Female gladiators didn't wear helmets and wore loincloths instead of men's tunics to highlight their facial features and hairdos. At the height of luxury and extravagance, the Roman aristocracy commonly performed fighting with female gladiators at private events. Gladiators might be hired as male escorts, as slaves, or freemen who deliberately became fighters. Gladiators lost the capacity to control their bodies. Despite this, having sex wasn't always unappealing. Gladiators were expected to take advantage of opportunities to use their bodies as objects of carnal lust. Some may have even considered it a bonus of the profession. Gladiator battles were predicated on sensuous beauty. There were various varieties of gladiators, with distinctions based on the weapons and strategies they preferred, but the most attractive gladiators were highly prized. A gladiator's opponents were also picked based on their appearance, because beauty accentuated the misery of dying, while ugliness destroyed the romantic fascination with viciousness. In his satire on the Roman poet from the 6th century, Juvenal mocked the attention that gladiators received from women. Gladiatorial fighting gained popularity. Ovid states that the finest location to meet a Roman woman was at gladiatorial games because they were also present there. Throughout the imperial time, Roman noble women became more interested in getting close to gladiators. To try to fend off flirting and the potential wandering eye, the gladiators were quite the aphrodisiac. while Augustus moved the women to the upper level of the theater in Rome. This did little to reduce rivalry during the games. The retired gladiator was viewed as effeminate. He was the least armed gladiator in the arena, armed only with a trident, a knife, and a net. The only clothing a retiree wore was a loincloth, a belt, and light armor. He was viewed as beneath the other gladiators, and his performance had a homophobic and effeminate quality. He wrote about Gracchus, a guy who embarrassed himself by marrying a horn player, in his satires 2 and 8, a juvenile. What do you think about the kinky lives of the Roman gladiators? Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment below your thoughts on this. Please enable the notification bell while you're there to ensure you receive all our upcoming uploads. I hope you enjoyed the video. The next one is where we'll meet